Hello and welcome to an episode of Versus, where we watch two TV shows so you don't have to. Today we have...
Versus?
Okay, so first off, we're going to start with Trigun.
Over there! Perfect shot.
Double dollars, double barrels,
Double.
double everything. That's how you measure stuff in this world.
This whole first episode is just all based on a misunderstanding, sort of. The whole episode is just like, oh wait, you're him. Wait, no, you're her. Wait, what? Like, that...
And I have to say, to me, I was like, do I need to go back? Have I missed something here?
They're on the planet Gunsmoke. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. So it's not actually on Earth. It's people from Earth who've like crash landed onto some sort of old planet. Old planets are pretty fucking old.
I like the concept behind it.
Yeah.
Like, I thought the whole, like it looked really smart. He reminded me so much of Dante from Devil May Cry.
Oh, with the jacket, yeah. Well, just so you know, our vague sort of connection for these two episodes are people with big guns, big pistols, and red clothing, red jackets. That's his.
I was trying to work
how
out
thin
what the
we're
connection
stretching
was,
these
and
things.
that was the connection.
That's the connection. But basically, everyone is after Vash.
Vash the Stampede.
Vash the Stampede, that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like the human hurricane was mentioned at some point. But basically, everyone's trying to. The bounty hunter's trying to get him. But then they keep. People have half descriptions, like he wears a bit of red, but he might have a green mohawk, but he might have blonde hair, he might have this.
Do you think he's putting that out there?
I don't quite.
Probably.
Well, it's just people. Because people didn't seem to have like phones and stuff. It was like that kind of modern but not modern. So people it's just rumours.
He leaves a trail of destruction wherever he goes.
Because also wanted posters were probably proper shit in Western times. It's like, oh, he kind of looks like this.
But, I mean... But they got a spaceship that was able to go all the way over, and they've got like bionicle arms and stuff like that.
And
so
I don't know the full
I'm not
story,
sure.
so I don't know if people crashed and then some of them died, and this is generations after. I don't know the time frame, so this might be hundreds of years after. And
so they're just like working off what they've got.
Yeah, but well, basically the giveaway is Vash is the red jacket dude, obviously, and he's just kind of cool, but I can't work out if he's acting like a bit of an idiot. I laughed audibly twice. Like, I actually laughed. Sasha, after watching, she went, you do know you were laughing quite a lot. I was like, yeah, like the bit where he pretends to be that man who needs to go to the toilet and it's not him.
Yeah.
Where are you going? To the potty, sir.
That was really funny.
There was a few little bits. I was like, that's fucking clever, that is.
Yeah, he was quite like I say, like he was a bit like One Punch Man Saitama sort of style. Like, he had that sort of like derpy sort of like, oh,
but he's a complete badass sort of.
But he's actually sorting it out. Yeah. I thought he was a bit like Domino from the Deadpool 2.
With
the look, sort of like stumbling around.
Oh, just at the start,
everything falling her.
When the whole bar gets destroyed and he's behind it and he's just there having a drink, and the metal signs stopped him getting shot and it falls down. But no, I really enjoyed this, and I liked sort of the oddness of it. So you've got Vash, and then you've got, I don't know his name, big giant biological giant dude with a boomerang. Boomerang's a great idea. I don't quite understand why he attaches the boomerang to himself, because if he does it, will it not just come back to him anyway? Like, I didn't.
Well, yeah, but like if it gets stuck in someone,
I suppose you can just whip it back.
Like really easy for him to just be like, and then grab it.
You had the it was called like Ruth Loose. Which was like...
No, that was, Ruth Loose.
Which was like
this
a
was
classic...
Like, they had quite a few weird sort of like names. I was trying to work out if Vash the Stampede was actually sort of like a pun on itself.
Yeah, because Ruthless... I think Ruthless is Ruthless.
Yeah, Ruthless.
Yeah, it's Ruthless guy, yeah.
Well, he's called Loose. So it's like Ruthless. But yeah, so I was trying to work out if every single name had some sort of weird thing.
Yeah, I can't even...
What do you think about the insurance bureau
well,
people?
Because I just love the fact that they were insurance books. At the start, I'm like, well, they're obviously bounty hunters because they've got that. It's what is it? It's Merrill and Millie.
And they got a massive gun.
And you're like, well, obviously they're asking about Vash, and it's like, well, obviously they're trying to get the bounty because everyone seems to be wanting to get the bounty. But then it's actually because he's causing so much damage, they're just trying to like get him to calm down with like food
because they can't pay for it.
Yeah, because they're sick of having to pay for everything. But just going back to Ruthless. He was more like I don't know if you're Van Cleef from like the Clint Eastwood movies. So the bounty hunter guy, he was like a classic bounty hunter with a little moustache, and I loved just little cool things like his gun that was like two guns on top of each other. So if you watch, he was shooting and then he'd turn the gun over. So I'm assuming that's how like cool. Maybe it reloads instead of having to reload. It was double gun, basically.
Double barrel, double gun.
But I just love weird little things. I say a bit like also the boomerang where it's like. Sort of future tech, but funny, like old. I really enjoyed it.
I like that. I think it's that sort of thing that made like Star Wars and Blade Runner so good. It's like that future tech, but it still looks weird.
It's very...
You can kind of see the faults in it.
Yeah, it's very physical future tech.
It's been made.
It's not all computers. It's like, I can understand they've bodged that together and made this and that. But the music I thought was fantastic. I can't remember the theme tune for the life of me, but I know it was just rocking guitar basically. And Vash looking very cool and doing cool things, but in actually the episodes he's just like stumbling around, hiding under the stand with like a little straw.
Yeah,
and you had that whole
that.
thing
That
with that henchman, where the henchman was like, he's like, oh, don't kill me. He's like, they had this like little thing, and the boomerang guy just like knocked him down and like knocked him into him. So he grabbed onto Vash. He's like, see how good my men are. They'll do anything I say. He's like, no, you just beating the shit out of him with the thing. But I thought the music throughout was really good, and I know I've mentioned it a few times in other ones, but this had a lot of, it was a bit beboppy, like Cowboy Bebop vibes. I think it was like it was released like a year after. You've got the cool skinny guy. Sort of blagging his way through situations,
Samurai Champloo sort of style kind of thing as well.
But I
thought it was great.
I really enjoyed it. Like,
right, so Joe, I'm going to preface this next one with I hated you for 5 minutes today.
Oh,
because I was just like, why do I have to watch a 50-minute fucking show?
Life is so hard, man. Life is so fucking hard.
I know, but I was just like, okay, right, so I'll get all this done and I'll take the dog for a walk and I'll do this and then I'll come back and then we'll do the recording around 4:30. And I was like, no, it's thrown me off massively. I've not even been able to make my sourdough with poached eggs and I was really looking forward to that. So this next one is Van Helsing.
Now,
is that what it's called?
Now let me preempt this.
Is there like a tagline underneath it?
This is Hellsing Ultimate. Now let me preface this where we've made a slight mistake here. We endeavour to, if we're going to make everyone angry about anime, we make sure we always watch the first episode.
People fairly angry.
Yeah, you're always like, why are you watching the first iteration? Go ahead 2 or 3 years and there's a better iteration. Now on this actual time, we've made a mistake and watched the rebuild or whatever you want to call it. Because the first one, I know, shocking. It's been like...
I didn't know.
Yeah, so one came...
How could you do this?
So this one's 2006, and I think the original's like 2003. So but they didn't have enough of the manga left, so they just kind of... It's not going to be very good, and then they went, shit, we'll start it again with a bit more budget.
Okay,
so
with different exposition.
So no excuses. Don't be telling us to watch the fucking last one if this one's shit.
But I actually really kind of got into this quite deeply. Like, I don't know if it was because it was a bit... like darker. It really reminded me of Devilman Crybaby, like the art style, sort of like, and his smile and his eyes and his nose was quite Go Nagai. I thought it was really cool that style. But I actually was quite pleasantly surprised by this. I don't really like dark sort of things like that, but this one was quite cool. I liked how it was set in England. I liked how they kept calling the police girl Cheddar. I know. Sexual assault vampire after Cheddar.
Let me just give a bit of an outline for the start. So basically, young girl's running around a big mansion. Her uncle's trying to kill her because her dad has left everything to her.
Died.
And it's the Hellsing family. And her dad said, if any shit goes down, go to the dungeons at the bottom of the house and you'll be saved.
Get shot.
Yeah, get shot. Oh, yeah, you didn't mention...
Blood go everywhere.
Didn't mention the blood
Make
bit.
sure to not get shot in the face.
Or just, bite your lip and spit it. You need a bit of blood to get it going. I keep wanting to call him Hellsing. Alucard is alive, saves a girl, fast forward to 20, 30 years later. The Hellsing agency basically goes round solving crimes, like monster crimes, and Alucard is their attack dog, essentially. He turns up, kills whatever the monster is with his vampire powers, and that's sort of the gist of the show, which I really like the setup. I like the idea of having this vampire underneath your family home for maybe thousands of years, and it's suddenly awakened. That's really cool to me, but I actually wasn't the biggest fan of... It had all the parts I should have liked, but it was that kind of cool where it was like mid-2000s, post-Matrix cool, where it's like, that's pretty cool. And it's like
that, wasn't it?
To me, Trigun guy, Vash guy, was cooler, but because he wasn't so serious. It basically, to me, it took itself very, very seriously. And it kind of stripped away some of the coolness.
Yeah. It tried to sort of break out of that seriousness a little bit with the police girl stuff. Like, she sort of had her own little...
The animations when it changes.
They go all chibi.
I like that.
And they go all cute and fun. But it sort of happened right at the end of the episode as well.
Yeah.
But when she ran away, they sort of felt like they were trying to push that whole she's the fun one. She's going to come out afterwards. She's going to be your lightheartedness around it.
Yeah.
But I thought even he was quite lighthearted.
It's...
You just love Trigun, Joe.
I really like Trigun. It was like a 50-minute episode. I know they're all 50 minutes or whatever, so it seemed quite long, but then I was like, well, not that much. It almost felt rushed. You've got a lot of time, but the girl was like, right, sorry, I've shot you because I feel like he's such a good shot, he didn't need to shoot through her. I feel like he could have shot the guy in the head.
If he was going to get he was like, oh, I need to get his heart. But it's like, you've just said that you could get the head.
Yeah,
like,
and then pull the heart out, because he just pulled his hearts out. But basically, if you're a virgin and you get bitten by a vampire, you turn into a vampire. But if you're not a virgin, you turn into a zombie. That was...
Right,
so there's loads of zombies.
Is that what you were saying? You turn into a ghoul.
Yeah, so a priest in Cheddar, England, where we're from Cheddar, he basically had a little zombie army, and then Alucard comes and kills him. Yeah. And it's all about... And then you've got the Protestant church... Sorry, so Protestants you got like Alucard.
The Queen hires Van Helsing to do their bidding.
But then you got the Catholics.
In Ireland, because they're not the Church of England, they've got the Catholics that do their bidding.
Yeah, and the Catholics
and they're the exercisers. It was a bit like... I can get where you're coming from, where it took itself too seriously. And the fact that it was 50 minutes did sort of like knock it down for me. But I was really quite into it, and I'm sort of like, oh, what's going to go on next? Because there was Nazis at the end. You could tell there was like a big sort of like build up, and something was going to go on. But I mean, I don't know how great it is when people are sort of like completely invincible. Like,
that's the big problem. Is literally he can be cut to little bits, so his head literally cut off.
It kind of was like use that and do that later. Don't do it like right at the start on the first episode. You know, like they always have to like build something up. Like Luke Cage, it's like, oh, he's indestructible until he's not indestructible, quite close to the end. So like I feel like they were sort of like, oh yeah, we're gonna put everything in him straight away. We're not gonna show him off. They did show him off a little bit, but I don't know. I just felt
it was twice that he basically came back to life. And it was. It's one of those things where do it so it's like, okay, I get it, he's an indestructible vampire, but maybe he can only like completely reassemble once every week or once every day, or put a bit of a thing on it where okay, you've used your resurrection, like in Sekiro, if you played it, you get one resurrection every sort of go.
I was quite pleasantly surprised when I was watching it, I was like, I'm not going to enjoy this, but then I was actually like, yeah, it's actually quite good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, and I quite actually liked some of the CGI, which I usually don't like in anime, but some of it was put in quite well. Like sometimes his gun would be CGI. There was a random bit where it was just like, here's loads of centipedes. Yeah, but it was like a shot to just like, here's some centipedes. Like someone's got like his collection of centipedes. It didn't even make
sense really to me. I kind of got the feeling like he was sort of absorbing all of the centipede stuff, and the centipedes were making him him.
Yeah, I think it was bats and centipedes were just morphed together to create for flesh essentially. I just didn't gravitate towards any of the characters. Whereas Trigun, there was a few people where they were like stupid or funny. Even little henchmen, I was like, well, actually, he's quite a little funny guy. He's got a little something about him. Whereas Thingy was just like, I'm invincible, I'm fucking cool. You're police girl, we're going to assault you, and then I'm going to shoot you for sort of no reason. And now you're police girl, I won't even call you by your real name, but just because.
Yeah. That was quite funny, though.
But I say, it wasn't bad. I
have to take points off it. I feel like it was a bit of a draw for me, but given that Thingy was quite a bit longer, and like you say, like probably not a similar amount happened, but there was a lot of sort of like build up and sort of like chatting and stuff, which didn't really need to happen there. We could have sort of halved that episode.
I would have halved the episode and have it so maybe he kills that vicar guy, doesn't have to show that he's invincible, but then he then
goes back.
Then he has to fight the other guy, and he's he's dead. His head's been cut off. End of the episode.
Yeah,
and then the next episode continues that fight.
Yeah, I think that's probably the better way to do it. Yeah. Will I have a policewoman?
Yeah,
girl, or whatever.
Well, it's just like you're a vampire now. Right, here's a sniper rifle. Go on that fucking church. We're going to shoot that person running away there.
That was quite weird. It's like this doesn't feel very vampire-y. And also, the ghouls pulled out all those guns, and I was like, that doesn't feel vampire-y.
Do you know what? It also doesn't feel like England. Because I was watching it with Sasha. I was like, there's no way. You can even get to get a handgun in England. It'll cost you probably $2 or $3 grand, and there's one in every 100 miles. And there it was just like, just like
we've got all these guns,
just coming out like Time Crisis, like in the hallway with all these guns and shit.
For this episode of Versus, the winner is
Trigun. Is it? Yeah, is it Mark? I say Trigun.
No, it is. It is. Also, that girl fucking being called Voxel Integra.
What? Oh yeah, she's not called Voxel.
She's called fucking Voxel Integra.
No. Okay. So that was Versus.
So thank you very much for watching. Yeah, enjoy.
Thanks a lot.
I just got bit by my dog because I was holding onto his bloody tennis ball. Bastard.
Goodbye.
Okay, thank you very much for watching. Bye.
Devil May Cry. Sorry, we closed at 9. Again, no password. I can't seem to get any real business. Whoa, slow down, babe.